Today we just had a major Apple event where they released the new 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros, and guess what? The ports are back. This isn't going to be the most technical video, but this is just me celebrating. I feel like in a way I've won. It's like since 2016 when they came out with the 2016 MacBook Pro and they got rid of all the ports and it was just USB-C and they had the butterfly keyboard and they had the touch bar. I feel like ever since then my YouTube channel has been like a campaign to bring ports back, to say screw dongle life, we don't like dongle life. So after 5 years, I think we need to take a step back and say, one, we were right. Having 4 USB-C, even, Thunderbolt, it's still not better than ports. So port homies, we won. Yay. And also we should take this moment to say just thank you, Apple. Not a lot of times do companies roll things back. We're literally kind of going back to the 2012 through 2015 MacBook era where we have so many ports, not all of these ports. So we have a HDMI, an SD card. We're bringing back MagSafe charging where if you trip on your charging cord, it'll just pop right off. We have 3 USB-C Thunderbolt ports. Did I miss anything? This just doesn't even seem real. Ports. I should just end the video here. We have ports. Okay, so it comes in a 14-inch and 16-inch. And I see the day before the event, everyone was freaking out like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a notch on the MacBook. The bezels are less, but you still have the notch for the 1080p webcam, which, is great. We have higher quality webcams now on the MacBook. That's fantastic. I'm just gonna be honest here. I've been waiting 5 years, again, for ports on the MacBox? For ports on the MacBook. HDMI, SD card, USB-C, MagSafe. So I'm not gonna sit here and complain about a notch. I'm just not gonna do it. iPhones, they have notches. MacBooks, they now have notches. It might not be the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but it's the Apple thing, so you recognize it. It's an Apple computer, it's an Apple phone. They're notch people. Again, you might not like it, but I'm just over here like, yay, ports. Okay, so let's get into the actual specifics. I just ordered all of this. So I ordered a 14-inch, I ordered a 16-inch. The 14-inch is the base model because I kind of want to compare it to the 13-inch M1. And then the 16-inch is completely spec'd out. So we have 2 new processors. The M1 is getting a little bit of an update. And it's so funny. We sat here at the event and wrote all these notes, but then I'm looking at the Apple web pages, and Apple does such a great job with organizing things. So I'm screen recording that, and we're just gonna go through some of these. So we have the new M1 Pro and Pro Max. The whole Max thing, that gets a little confusing, but they like that word too. Apple likes notches, Apple likes the word Max. That's okay. So the M1 Pro, 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU, up to 32 gigs of memory. And the M1 Max is a 10-core CPU, up to 32-core GPU. And we have up to 64 gigs of memory, which is fantastic. A lot of people are stuck with 16 on their M1, so that's going to be amazing for video editors, people who do a lot of video effects. That's going to be very nice. Okay, so down here we are comparing it to the Intel Core i7, doing some digs to Intel here. The 14-inch with the M1 Max and the M1 Pro, you have 3.7 times the performance compared to that quad-core i7. And then on the 16-inch, you have 2.1 times performance compared to the i9. I mean, that i9 MacBook Pro from 2019 when they got rid of the butterfly keys and they put back the Magic Keyboard, that MacBook was a beast. I mean, a beast. So 2.1 times, okay. All right, we'll take that, right? So we have some, comparisons with GPU performance if you're in Final Cut or all of these, all of these professional programs. I was so excited to hear one of the interview guys said 4 times performance in DaVinci Resolve since I edit in Resolve now. So that'll be so exciting to test out. And what's really cool looking at this comparison page, it's configurable up to 8 terabytes of SSD now in the 14-inch. So previously, I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong with this, and I don't have time to check, so I'm sorry, but previously I feel like the 8 terabytes was reserved for the 16-inch MacBook Pro, so the fact that you have up to 8 terabytes with the 14-inch and 16-inch, that's a lot of SSD. I think the models I ordered was just 1 terabyte. I'm already regretting that. I was ordering it so quick. I should have done 2 terabytes, but that, when configuring a laptop, keeps me responsible when editing video projects, because that means I could probably only have 2 or 3 on my internal SSD. I'd love to edit videos on my internal SSD. But once you load up your entire life on one computer, if that SSD fails, you're absolutely screwed. So I'm a big fan of 1 to 2 terabytes. Allows me for a few projects, and then I have to offload them to my NAS, to a hard drive, and I have redundancy, right? So I try not to do 8 terabytes, even though I know that's great for people in the field. Just make sure you're backing up your footage. I, again, recommend editing on the internal SSD, but back up that footage if you're doing that. So I'm just so excited about the ports. Okay, the fact that they brought back the ports and they have, improved cooling and all that stuff means that, they're not the skinniest laptops, but the 16-inch is coming in at 4.7 pounds. And of course, the more storage you add to it, the heavier it'll get. That's pretty heavy. I can't wait to have these in office to really observe the beefiness, but 4.7 pounds for the 16-inch, 3.5 for the 14-inch. Man, just looking at these notches now, it is pretty funny to just have like a notch on a MacBook Pro, right? But as you can see with some of these renders, when you're in some of the programs, I have a feeling the notch is gonna go away. Other than the MacBooks with the event, we now have really fun colors with the HomePod minis, cute, so cute. And then we have new AirPods 3. So they won't have noise canceling like the AirPods Pro, but they introduce spatial audio. We have 6 hours of listening time. The case holds 4 charges. You have MagSafe for that wirelessly charging. You could wirelessly charge in previous years, but I guess since they have MagSafe, maybe it'll like stick on the back of the AirPods now, right? And it's also sweat and water resistance. And hold on, sweat and water resistant. And also a quick reminder, we have these beautiful AirPod Peachy Pod cases. Man, your AirPods are gonna be so stylish, and guess what? We have them in the new AirPods 3rd generation size. It's just so fuzzy. They're so fun, and hey, if you got more than 1 AirPods in your household, this is a great way to differentiate your AirPods so you're not stealing your spouse's AirPods. That's a problem. We also have dark mode, and they all say stay peachy on the back. Let's see if we can get that. And to my surprise, I'm back on the website again, and AirPods are shipping. Some of these cases are shipping, which is so exciting. We expected these to ship weeks ago, but we got caught up in, the same like supply shortages and just factories overseas with electric shortages. Some factories like only have power for 1 day, which is crazy. But I'm pretty sure now like the dark mode cases are shipping. And if you go to the website and you select, the normal, I call this the dental floss AirPod cases, they're gonna start shipping with an estimated time of November 12th. But the AirPod Pro cases order within 23 minutes to ship today. Oh my gosh! So those are shipping right now. You can check out peachymerch.com. A lot of good stuff. As you can tell, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited. This was the MacBook that started it all. This was the 15-inch 2016 MacBook Pro with butterfly keyboards. Right? The no port life. It just had a ton of issues, cooling too. It was just kind of a nightmare. Apple has been stuck in this terrible loop of MacBooks I would say in between 2016 and 2019, because they fixed a lot in 2019. I'll give them that. But just good job, guys. Good job. Okay. Also, Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio. I don't like their naming. This review will be out in like 2 days. I've been enjoying this a lot, so stay tuned. We ordered all this stuff. Subscribe for unboxing, subscribes for very in-depth reviews, and like this video. This was a quick, fun one. I know it wasn't super in-depth, but it's just kind of just like I want to capture this moment of Apple actually giving creators everything that they want. That's rare. Okay, bye. Stay peachy. Okay, bye.